Karl Mannheim's Sociology of Knowledge represents a foundational text in the study of the relationship between human thought and the social context in which it arises. Mannheim, a prominent German-Hungarian sociologist, developed his theories during the early 20th century, a period marked by significant social, political, and intellectual upheaval. His work explores how ideas are shaped by society, how knowledge is influenced by social structures, and the implications this has for understanding truth and ideology. This essay will examine Mannheim's key arguments, his concept of ideology and utopia, and the broader implications of his sociology of knowledge. Foundations of the Sociology of Knowledge. The central premise of Karl Mannheim's Sociology of Knowledge is that human thought is socially determined. In other words, the ideas people hold, the knowledge they produce, and their worldviews are not purely individual or abstract. They emerge within specific social and historical contexts. Mannheim challenges the notion of a universal, objective knowledge, arguing instead that all thought is shaped by the social position of the thinker. He posits that knowledge is always related to the particular circumstances and interests of social groups. Mannheim's Sociology of Knowledge builds upon earlier intellectual traditions, including Marxist theory and historicism. Marx's analysis of ideology emphasized that the dominant ideas of an era reflect the interests of the ruling class. Mannheim expands this insight by suggesting that all social groups, not just the ruling class, produce ideologies that correspond to their interests and historical conditions. He rejects the reductionist approach of Marxism, which focuses primarily on economic structures and introduces a broader sociological framework for understanding the interplay between social location and thought. Ideology and utopia. One of Mannheim's most influential contributions is his distinction between ideology and utopia. These concepts serve as key tools for analyzing how different social groups perceive and interpret reality. Ideology refers to systems of ideas that serve to justify and stabilize the existing social order. Ideologies, according to Mannheim, tend to be conservative in nature, as they reflect the perspectives of dominant groups who have a vested interest in maintaining the status quo. For example, ruling elites often promote ideologies that legitimize their authority and privilege, presenting these ideas as natural or inevitable. Utopia, on the other hand, consists of ideas and visions that challenge the existing social order and aim to transform it. Utopian thinking arises primarily from oppressed or marginalized groups who envision alternative social realities. Utopias are forward-looking and revolutionary, often inspiring movements for social change. While ideologies seek to preserve the present, utopias are concerned with creating a better future. Mannheim's analysis of ideology and utopia highlights the dynamic tension between conservative and transformative forces in society. He argues that both types of thought are socially conditioned and partial, reflecting the specific interests of the groups that produce them. Importantly, Mannheim does not dismiss utopian thought as unrealistic or irrelevant. Rather, he acknowledges its role as a catalyst for social progress. Relational knowledge and the problem of objectivity. A critical aspect of Mannheim's Sociology of Knowledge is the concept of relational knowledge. He contends that knowledge cannot be understood outside of its social and historical context. This challenges the traditional notion of objective, absolute truth, which assumes that knowledge exists independently of human experience. For Mannheim, all knowledge is situational, meaning that it is shaped by the social position and perspective of the knower. Different social groups develop distinct ways of interpreting the world based on their experiences and interests. Mannheim refers to this as perspectivism, which suggests that there are multiple valid perspectives on reality, each rooted in a particular social context. However, Mannheim also recognizes the challenges this poses for achieving objectivity in the study of society. If all knowledge is socially conditioned, how can we arrive at a reliable understanding of the world? Mannheim's solution lies in the concept of relationism, which emphasizes the importance of analyzing ideas within their social and historical context. Unlike relativism, which denies the possibility of truth, relationism seeks to uncover the relationships between different perspectives and to understand how knowledge is shaped by social forces. Mannheim argues that sociologists must adopt a dynamic and reflexive approach to knowledge. By studying the social origins of ideas and understanding the interests that shape them, sociologists can gain a more comprehensive and nuanced understanding of reality. This approach does not claim to eliminate bias entirely, but aims to reveal the partiality of different perspectives and to integrate them into a broader analysis. The role of intellectuals. Mannheim assigns a unique role to intellectuals in the production and dissemination of knowledge. He argues that intellectuals occupy a relatively detached and autonomous position in society, which allows them to critically analyze and synthesize different perspectives. Unlike other social groups, whose knowledge is heavily influenced by their material interests and social positions, intellectuals are capable of adopting a more free-floating perspective. This concept of the free-floating intelligentsia is central to Mannheim's vision of the sociology of knowledge. Intellectuals, he argues, are uniquely situated to bridge the gap between conflicting ideologies and to contribute to a more objective understanding of society. By critically examining the social conditions that shape knowledge, intellectuals can help to reveal hidden biases and promote dialogue between different perspectives. However, Mannheim acknowledges that intellectuals are not entirely free from social influences. Their ideas, too, are shaped by their historical context and social experiences. Nevertheless, he believes that intellectuals have the potential to transcend narrow group interests and to play a mediating role in society. Implications for modern society. Mannheim's sociology of knowledge has significant implications for understanding contemporary society. His analysis of ideology and utopia provides valuable insights into the role of ideas in maintaining or challenging social structures. In a world characterized by ideological conflicts and competing worldviews, Mannheim's work reminds us that knowledge is never neutral or objective. It is always shaped by social forces. Moreover, Mannheim's concept of perspectivism is particularly relevant in today's pluralistic and globalized world, where diverse perspectives coexist and compete for legitimacy. His relational approach to knowledge encourages us to critically examine the social origins of ideas and to consider how different perspectives contribute to our understanding of reality. At the same time, Mannheim's work highlights the importance of intellectuals in fostering critical thought and social change. In an era of increasing polarization and misinformation, intellectuals play a vital role in promoting dialogue, uncovering hidden biases, and challenging dominant ideologies. Critiques of Mannheim's sociology of knowledge. While Mannheim's sociology of knowledge has been highly influential, it has also faced criticism. Some scholars argue that his emphasis on social determination undermines the possibility of objective knowledge. By suggesting that all thought is socially conditioned, critics claim Mannheim risks falling into relativism, where all perspectives are seen as equally valid. Others question the feasibility of Mannheim's concept of the free-floating intelligentsia. Critics argue that intellectuals, like other social groups, are influenced by their social positions and interests. The notion of intellectual autonomy, they contend, is an idealistic and unrealistic assumption. Despite these critiques, Mannheim's work remains a foundational contribution to the sociology of knowledge. His insights into the relationship between thought and society continue to inform sociological theory and research, providing a framework for understanding how ideas shape and are shaped by social structures. Karl Mannheim's Sociology of Knowledge offers a profound and far-reaching analysis of the relationship between human thought and social reality. By exploring the concepts of ideology, utopia, and relational knowledge, Mannheim challenges traditional notions of objective truth and highlights the social origins of ideas. His work provides valuable tools for analyzing the role of knowledge in society, the tensions between dominant and transformative forces, and the potential for intellectuals to contribute to a more critical and reflective understanding of the world. Mannheim's sociology of knowledge remains highly relevant in contemporary society, where ideological conflicts, competing worldviews, and the production of knowledge play a central role in shaping social life. By recognizing the social roots of knowledge and embracing a relational approach, we can develop a deeper and more nuanced understanding of the forces that shape our ideas and our world.